Every racial situation, there's no need to be addressed every time, especially with prison politics. And that's facts. Get your life right. What's up? Jordan Downs. Y'all already know the deal, man. Y'all tuned in to Grape Street TV. And today we gonna we gonna do this reaction on, people that want to react to every racial situation and trying to have a voice, make something small as a tic tac, as big as a marble or a tumor. Especially when they clickbait, when they make a BS title and make people click on it and it's some racial stuff. You know what I mean? You stir up racial attention in the communities and the cultures. And that's facts, especially the ones that want to address the situation with prison politics. We are not in prison anymore. We're in the real world. We're in society to where they don't rock like that. Get your life straight. So if you ain't hit that like or that subscribe button yet, then that's what you need to be doing. But if not, y'all already know the deal with me, man. I'm going to bust y'all across y'all head with some knowledge every time, man, straight up. And make sure y'all hit that bell for all notifications. So when I drop these reactions right here, they pop up on your timeline like the chicken pox. Boop, 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 boop. Y'all already know the deal with me, man. Listen. Tap in. Now that I got y'all attention, you know what I mean? I'm going to go on and give a salute out to all coaches. And salute to those that's doing it right. Not the ones that just making these videos, clickbait, and trying to get views and stay irrelevant by, throwing the coaches under the bus. By steady speaking on the smallest situations and making them large. Like, people out here trying to clean each other communities up. As far as, you got to take a hold of your own community and your own kind first. And make sure they right first before you start speaking on the next culture. Or, before you start bringing prison politics to a normal situation on the streets where the kids got to live and grow up and learn from. We don't want them to learn no prison politics, like we train them to go to prison. And we don't want them growing up how we had to grow up, knowing that, it's racial attention. And some people putting their, frame of thoughts on situations, and it don't even be what they try to make it be. But you got a few people that's going to ride with you, comment on your stuff, and say, yeah, more power to you because they feel the same as you. Everybody don't feel the same, and if you ain't sitting at the round table with other people, they got to large, personal opinion about things that's going on in the community, then your opinion really don't mean nothing. It's just something how you feel, and you don't even know you leaking out poison into the cultures. And people listening to this and they watching this, and people are moving funny just by the small racial attention that's been going on the internet. And a lot of these people not even really powerful to have enough to have a voice in their own community, but they have a platform, so they feel like I'm gonna get on here and speak for my people. But you talking reckless, and you don't know how to get a point across without causing racial attention or confusion. And that's facts. And the big old problem on the internet is a lot of these dudes want to play tough. They want to act tough. Everybody want to be the tough guy to get the message across, just because they did a little time and they was involved in the riot and did a little time in the hole, it don't make you real and it don't make you solid, because everything you did because you had to do it. You know what I mean? You ain't do it just by choice of thought and making it seem like, I'm doing this, I'm about to make this move, and it ain't like you doing it for something positive to save nobody or, or to, retaliate against somebody that did something to your folks. People really not in it like they say they in it. Like a lot of people stepping on their own kind, but they want to speak on the next kind, and that's facts. And that's where the game get twisted up at. A lot of people think that they got to bring prison politics and bring where they been before back to the streets to settle, situation that got something to do with some race. And that's the crazy part about it, because everything in jail is built on respect, and poking your chest out on the streets. Everybody ain't loyal, everybody ain't about respect. and everybody ain't feeling everybody walking around with their chest poked out. You know, don't nobody want to take advice from somebody that's running around playing the tough guy. Like you still running around here involved in the street culture, violence in the streets. Like nobody wants to listen to nobody that ain't grew up yet and could come back and spit some positive knowledge, even if you learned it from being locked up behind bars. You gotta come and know how to play with your words and talk to the folks and let them know, you know, it ain't good to do this or it ain't good to do that, but put it in a perspective, you know, citizen way, not no criminal thoughts, thinking like a convict. And most of these cats ain't nothing but a gimmick. Like them be the ones that turned Christian or Muslim while they was locked down and try to change their life. And they hit the streets and start feeling the power and try to make a platform and try to push this certain line like they that guy. But we have some good people on here. We got some good folks on here that's popping some good positive stuff, you know. And you just gotta pay attention because I done tuned in and tapped in with a few of them, and it's like they start off good and they start backsliding, and then you start seeing them getting in the young culture type of situations, you know, like on the internet. Like I'm not the one that's gonna get on the internet and want to go back and forth. Like we old enough to where we could get in contact with each other. You know, when you out here involved in the cultures, we should be able to call in, tap in, and be able to settle this like men instead of going back and forth on the internet like little girls, because that's basically all what it is. And you giving the people what they want to see. They want to see you act a fool. And on the racial situations, it's like a lot of different things that happen on the internet, and people are getting these things and they're sharing it, but in a negative way. And so when people are viewing these videos and then you go to the comments, you got all these hate comments, people arguing, fighting, giving their point of views, but it ain't too many people on here giving no reality checks behind it. It's like they putting it out there and they want violence behind it. Like this guy should get DP, this should happen to this guy, you know, like things in that sort of way. Like you don't see too many positive people on here like trying to fix the culture. It's like they trying to clickbait and get views off the culture, but they want everything to be right, you know, especially when it happens in they circle, like they family, they kids, something happen, they want justice served, but in other people's way, they just share the stuff and they want negativity and they want to see violence behind it. And we're gonna get back to the good few people we have floating around here, you know, like OG ENT, you know what I mean? Shout out to the G Riders and OG Brydog, ODM Slim, the list could go on. We even got some of the brown culture on here, you know, spitting some good stuff. Like Dubs, Gunners, American Cholo, you know. I might not agree with everything they say or how they move, but I respect them as a man, you know, as being in the culture. But, you know, hopefully someday we can all get an understanding without going, you know, getting on the video and have to address the situation. And that's facts. It's a lot of people that's not going to speak on certain situations because they don't know how everybody going to feel about their opinion. But at the end of the day, we not working off of feelings. We, you know, all going to get our point across at the end of the day. But it needs to be understanding when it comes to these racial issues, like far as, you know, speaking on certain stuff that don't need to be spoken up on and pushed into the culture, you know, as negativity. And especially with a prison politic behind it, because it has nothing to do with the streets. It's only gonna cause poison and make the situation worse, because people gonna have their all personal opinions and people ain't feeling people getting out of prison and try to bring the politics to the streets. And for those of you that ain't moving like what you preaching to the culture, go sit down somewhere. Go give yourself a reality check, and that's facts. But a lot of you so-called G's and OGs should be ashamed of yourself, man. Don't got a voice in the streets, but got the audacity to get online and speak for the culture on a racial situation. It's like every time something happens, somebody quick to jump up and feel like I'm about to stick up for my culture. Don't even know half of what's going on, just see maybe a small clip of a video and you about to stir up the whole internet to where people just start doing reaction after reaction, and they boomerang into stuff that don't even involve what it was started from. Like, the head of the situation is always the first news, it's the troll news. And people running around doing it and spreading it out there and feel like they gotta speak, and then some of them be working with their feelings and be having deep animosity within themselves. You know, some of these people got hatred for the different race, and they hide it within themselves, and then when situations happen, they explode, or they end up saying the wrong things. Like, you know, far as like the American Cholo situation. Like, even the statements that he said, like, it shouldn't have came out of his mouth. Like, that don't come out of a normal man's mouth that doesn't have any hatred towards another race, you know? Like, me just talking in a regular conversation about another race, those type of slurs is not even gonna come to my mind. And I done been through juvenile halls, know what I mean, prisons, county, all that stuff, and been off the porch since I was young. So you can't blame it on the people you've been around or the places you've been. It's in you. If you racist, it's in you. And certain people show their true colors when it comes to, you know, protecting their culture. All I'm trying to say is, man, everybody need to fix their own culture and fix their own self problems before they get on here and try to fix a racial situation. If you don't know how to speak on it, and you ain't speaking on it in a positive way and trying to give a reality check behind it, just sit down. You're not built for this. You're not built to be a leader. And that's facts. If you got to mix negativity with it, or you got to hide personal feelings behind it, you're not being a man. Man up. Do what you got to do. If you feel a certain way, say it. Stand on it. But don't be out here sharing these, you know, videos and causing problems in the cultures and making the cultures clash. Like, at the end of the day, everybody claim they trying to clean it up and want it to be a better place. If that was so, why everybody sharing all this negativity on the internet? Why everybody going back and forth like little girls? And like I said, one phone call away, everybody know somebody. Everybody say they OG and been to the pen and did all that. You know, get it together for the culture. We can't expect the youth to get it together. And we got the old heads, you know, participating in the negativity and being the head in the troll of starting all this, you know, misunderstanding that people are having on the internet when it's coming to these racial situations. And that's facts. So, you know, this reaction has officially came to an end. So I'm going to end it off like, you know, say salute to the rest. Like I gave them a salute earlier. You know, the OGNT, the G Riders, OG Bright Dog, ODM Slim, Cartoon, Dubs, Gunners, American Cholo, you know. Hopefully everybody could put their heads together, grind like beat, and work on fixing this culture thing. Besides making videos, going back and forth, and having a misunderstanding. Everybody grown. So if you ain't hit that like and that subscribe button yet, then that's what you need to be doing. But if not, y'all already know the deal with me, man. I'm gonna bust y'all across y'all head with some knowledge every time, man, straight up. And make sure y'all hit that bell for all notifications. So when I drop these reactions right here, they pop up on your timeline like the chicken pox. Boop, 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 boop. Y'all already know the deal with me, man. Listen. Tap in. Don't be no more.